A huge week for the Australian economy, of course. The RBA will decide whether to cut interest rates in just a few days' time. And it's not just mortgage holders watching closely. Joining me live is former Howard Government Minister and Bondi Partners Senior Advisor Peter McGauran to interest rates in just a tick. Morning, Peter. How are you?
Good morning, Tim. Excellent.
I just read in the Daily Telegraph, top story, Peter Dutton saying, I have no doubt we will win.
Really?
I have no doubt we will win.
Well, it's good to be...
Nothing like confidence.
It's good to be confident, but you've always got to be pragmatic and realistic. And I've got a suspicion that might have been taken out of context because that would signal perhaps to voters an overconfidence.
It's tight, isn't it?
Oh, very tight.
Because you've got and these independents on both sides could well be the decision makers.
Correct. The Albanese government holds power by 2 seats. Now, they're going to lose 2 seats. At best, they will be minority government. But if Peter Dutton can win more House of Representatives seats, but not form majority government in his own right, than Anthony Albanese, the crossbenchers may very well support Dutton, not in a coalition or an alliance or an agreement, but guarantee supply.
Interesting, and it's almost more interesting as to when it's going to be, April, May. Every second person I talk, April, May, April, so we'll wait and see. Anyway, changing subjects, what are the prospects for Australia in our efforts to secure a carve-out on the aluminium and steel tariffs?
There is no prospect. There is no prospect.
And that's not good, is it?
It's not good, but there's a number of forces at work on the aluminium and steel tariffs. Firstly, it's a very different Donald Trump around this time around. Secondly, it's personal to his senior trade advisors, Peter Navarro and Jemison Greer. They fiercely opposed Australia being exempted back in 2019, and they hold a grudge because they believe there was an agreement that Australian companies would not exploit that exemption and increase their share of the market. Now, that did come about, an increase in the share of the market, but because of other factors such as Russia couldn't supply it. But unless Anthony Albanese offers a deal, you won't get relief on those tariffs.
Are you concerned about the broader impact on the US alliance and particularly support in and around AUKUS?
No, but that is Anthony Albanese's greatest and only card to play at this stage. If he doesn't do a deal, offer something to Donald Trump of financial benefit to the Americans because of the China situation. He would have stressed this in his phone call with Donald Trump earlier this week, that we are the bulwark against China, and Donald Trump will acknowledge that, and he'll acknowledge that we paid $500 million first payment for the AUKUS subs.
Which happened last weekend with Richard Marles, yeah.
True, but the Prime Minister of Japan and President Modi of India, with whom Trump is very close and has been for many years, have both been to Washington. They're members of the Quad, Australia being the 4th, and Trump is not conceding anything to them, so much so that Modi is offering him a deal that India will reduce a number of their tariffs. They will take back undocumented Indians from the US, and they will buy more American fighter planes. So do a deal, Mr Albanese, or those tariffs stay.
RBA. Now, you for a while have been saying you don't think that.
Correct.
Have you changed your mind?
I stand by that. I'm a minority, though.
Might you change your mind come Wednesday?
Yes, I might be forced to change my mind. Look, the underlying rate of inflation which is the measure for the Reserve Bank, is 3.2%. Close, but no cigar, because they want underlying inflation with a band of 2 to 3%. Now, I know I'm in a minority, but if there's not an interest rate relief on the 18th of February, there will be 1st of April when the Reserve Bank next meets after that date, because inflation is coming down.
So that might mean he'll stick to May to give him a little bit of...
Correct. Now, that's a good point you make. If he doesn't get the interest rate relief next week, I think it is now a May 17 election.
So they can get a bit of a headwind from whatever the interest rate cut may well be.